Hi everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here we go.
boys and girls, and all in between.
Hi everyone. Apologies that we didn't upload a video last week, but it's been so frustrating not being able to sail anywhere with engine troubles and some other things going on. So it comes to a choice between sailing or editing videos, and I'm afraid sailing won. But hopefully we'll make up for it this week, because I've got 3 videos for you this week.
One is very exciting.
So, the first video is dealing with the engine troubles that we have that grounded us for a fortnight. We then interrupt this program to show you dolphins. And the final video is changing our anchor. As you know, we bought the boat with rudder damage because the anchor dragged. So we bit the bullet and we spent rather a lot of money on a spanking new anchor. So
big anchor and chain.
We hope you like the video. If you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button, share, notify, and yeah, we love comments, guys, so please leave some comments down below. Thanks for watching. Okay, so we've been having 1 or 2 issues with our engine, apart from the fuel starvation, which was carelessness really on the part of an engineer. The engine itself has not been getting up to temperature. It's been running slightly cool, and that has meant that we've had no hot water. So I took the thermostat cover off to check the thermostat, and the original thermostat was frozen. So that was the reason why we weren't getting any hot water, which is fine. So I started to flush the system, and I got a load of rust out of the system. This particular drain tap here is frozen, and there is another drain tap which should be here on this, and this is what's left of it. It was a T-piece that you opened to drain the clarifier with this little extension on it. So you can imagine the extension there, the T-piece, and then this piece on the other side. Thankfully, this is long enough, and I've been able to take the hoses off and blow through to get rid of the water. There's another drain down here somewhere, which I've now opened and drained. So the engine is now flushed through and is empty of water. I've just got to polish this off, and then I can put this new thermostat back in place. But it's taken about 9 days so far, and the reason for that is this. I don't know whether you can see that, but there's a lovely crack there. When I put this back on, I over tightened it and it went, and unfortunately these things are not stock parts. So an engineer's had a go at trying to weld the aluminium and failed. I've stuck some epoxy on there just to give it some strength and to waterproof it, but I don't trust this part. So we've been waiting for a new part, and that part has now arrived. Look at that, it's nice and shiny and new. So I'm going to fit this alongside the new O-ring and gasket that we've got, and the thermostat, and get us all ready for filling up with antifreeze. Okay, so that's as clean as I can get it, I think. The thermostat will only go in one way, so I've just seated that and put a mark on it, so I can put the O-ring in now and we can take it from there. So there's the O-ring, pop that in there, just make sure it sits like that, get the thermostat with the mark, that there like that. Okay, this ring here should sit about there. What I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to put some gasket sealer on it, just to make absolutely double sure. There we go. So you might want to know why I put the gasket sealer on, but having over tightened one of these things and it taking a week to get here, I just didn't want to take the chance with this one. So it's on there, and we'll see where we go. So I'm quite pleased with the accessibility on this engine. It's not as good as Delfina, but there are access panels under the sink and what have you to get at those hard to get pieces on the right hand side, so you can get things like the heat exchanger off and what have you. Before I start filling this with water, what I thought I'd do is I'd just empty the bilge of any residual water that's been left from draining the engine and what have you, because I think we've also got a leak from the washing machine, which is back there somewhere on the other side of that bulkhead, and I think it's also leaking into here as well, because this was actually full. It had three buckets of water in it. I need to change the impeller, I need to change the oil, I need to change the oil filter, but I'm just going to, soak up all this this water first. And rather than buying any of these expensive sort of absorbent pads, I found these do the trick. Nappies. They're just as good. They're cheap. You can buy them in bulk, and it works. So we'll give that a go. There we go, dry as a bone. These things work a treat. So I've got to fill this up now. The specifications of the engine say it's going to take 6 litres. I've got 2 5-litre ready mix Yanmar genuine coolant, so I'm going to use that and just top it up now. And then it says to fill the expansion reservoir, which is this thing, until the full mark, so I'll do that. It should take about a litre like that. So we've got a problem. As you can see, we've got water. This is an hour. The water, I poured pure antifreeze into there. This isn't pure antifreeze, and it is coming out of here, out of the radiator cap, so it's coming out under pressure. The only reason it could do that is if the hot water tank, the calorifier, is corroded and is pressurising the fresh water feed in the engine, and that's these 2 pipes here. So we need a new radiator cap before we can go anywhere, but I also need to seal off this so that we're not going to get the engine leaking coolant everywhere, and then I need to prove that that is the case, and if that's the case, then we need to get a new calorifier, which is going to be expensive. So yeah, what a bummer. Okay, so I put everything back together, and I've turned the water pump off, and as soon as I did that, it stopped leaking out of the engine, which just confirms that the hot water boiler and the engine are linked somehow. There must be a hole in the coil in the calorifier that delivers the engine hot water to the calorifier to heat the tank, and it's when the water pressure is building, it's actually pushing it out through the top of the cap. So I've got a replacement cap. It's not the right one. To get the right one, I need to order it in from Athens if they've got it in stock, and it's the Easter bank holiday. So that means that they don't open till Wednesday, which means that it won't be here even if they have it in stock until Thursday. So, and we're away next week. So I've asked them to inquire and order it anyway, because we're going to need it. And the clarifier is this box here in the seating. So that means that all of this seating here will need to come out to get this box out. And I've got a guy, very helpful guy, who's coming to take a look at it. Hopefully he'll be able to take that apart, repair the coil, and then we can weld the tank back together and refit it. And if we're away next week, that's a perfect time for him to do that. So we shall see. Okay, so this pipe now, I know there's a kink in it. It doesn't actually matter because it's going nowhere and it's not part of the circulation of the engine. Is now closed, so that's no longer going to be pressurising the engine and pushing it out of the cap. This one here, this is to the clarifier, and I'm just checking to make sure it's not leaking at the moment. I think it's okay. I'm just going to turn the water pump on. So we've got water pressure coming in now. I'm just going to keep an eye on that and make sure that's not dripping. And if that's okay, then we can go for an engine start. I've put this replacement cap on. I'm not convinced that it's going to work, but we've got to give it a try and see what's what. So, and it's a nice tight fit anyway, so which is good. We've lost a little bit of coolant, but it's still there. So I'm just going to see how it gets on, because it should draw coolant out of the expansion bottle if it needs it. So I'm going to basically tighten this up and we'll try an engine start. There's a little drip coming off there, so I still need to do something about that. But we're getting there, I think.
So this is my boat. It's looking like it's broken everything, haven't you?
Yeah, in order to be able to
Mess.
put it back together, I'll have to take it apart. So this is what needs to come out. This is the one that's bust.
So can you look at it like when it's here?
No,
There's all this
he needs to take it all out. Yeah.
Well, we won't be here, will we?
When he takes it out, we lose access to all the water.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
And we need to drain the tanks
A
before.
week will be enough for him to get it done, which I doubt. So when we come back,
well, he says if he can't fix it, he'll source a alternative clarifier for us.
Okay.
So,
We need to ask him to sort of get it done before we arrive. Otherwise. Ah dear.
right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put all this lot back, but not screw it down, so that it's just in situ. All I've got to do is lift it up. There'll be the screws on this one panel to lift the centre console out when I'm finished. Yeah, so lift that panel out, lift this off, it's got straight access.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan. So we shall see.
So we're not going anywhere today. Tomorrow.
Well, I've got a 4 o'clock meeting, so
I'm gonna look at the wind situation again.
yeah.
I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button and notify so you get notified about new videos. Share with as many people as you can. We're trying to grow the channel. And we love comments, guys, so please leave some comments down below. Thanks.